functional mind and body.
Hi everyone, I'm Shakia from Functional Mind and Body. Today I'll be going through a CARS routine. CARS stands for Controlled Articular Rotations. We'll be rotating all of our joints from head to toe, which will help reduce aches and pains that we tend to get as we're aging. A lot of movements that we do day to day, we don't use our full range of our joints. So in doing this routine, you'll be rotating your joints to their full capacity so that you can maintain and keep that range as we age. Feel free to follow along. You'll just need something to support yourself. It can be a chair, wall, or a door, and a bit of open space. So if everyone can find some space, standing feet hip width apart, we'll start by punching down to the floor. Tension throughout your body. The only place that will be rotating is each joint that we're focusing on. So let's start with our neck, bringing our chin down to our chest as low as we can. Scraping our chin towards our right shoulder. Right ear down to the right shoulder. Leaning our head back as much as we can as we rotate towards the left. Looking behind on the left to get a bit more range in our neck. Left ear down to the left shoulder. And chin down to our chest, coming back to start. Coming out of that, try to make each movement, each rotation as big as possible. Going the opposite way. Chin down to our chest as low as we can. Scraping our chin towards our left shoulder. Left ear down to the left shoulder. Leaning our head back as much as we can as we rotate towards the right. Looking behind on the right to get a bit more range in our neck. Right ear down to the right shoulder. And chin down to our chest, coming back to start. Coming out of that, we're moving down the spine, crossing our arms at our shoulders. Feet are hip width apart. Let's bring our elbows down to our belly button, rounding at our upper back. Tucking our bum underneath, so tuck your bum. Right elbow to right hip. Right shoulder to right hip. Leaning back as much as we can, arching our back as we rotate towards the left. You can bend at the knees, try to remember to breathe. Bringing our left shoulder down to the left hip, left elbow down to the left hip, and elbows down towards our belly button, coming back to start. Coming up from that position, switching where our other arm is on top. Bringing our elbows down to our belly button, rounding at our upper back. Left elbow to left hip, left shoulder to left hip. Leaning back as much as we can, arching as we rotate towards the right. Right shoulder down to the right hip, right elbow down to the right hip, and elbows down towards our belly button, coming back to start. Great, coming up from that. Moving on to our shoulder blades. They control a lot of our shoulder movement, so arms are by our side. Bringing our shoulders up to our ears nice and high. Shoulders back, chest is out. Sinking the shoulders down. Rounding forward. Shoulders up to our ears nice and high. Coming forward, sinking down, squeezing our shoulder blades behind, chest is out, and shoulders up to our ears nice and high. Releasing out of that, moving on to the shoulders themselves, feet are wide, punching down to the floor, tummy's tight, fists are tight. Let's open up the right palm, leading with the thumb. Bring that right arm up in front. Sorry, my shoulders are a bit tight and sore today. But try to go to your full range. So try to push back as far as you can. This is my end. Rotate your palm away from your body and twisting at the shoulder as the arm comes down behind. If it's tight coming back, you can go out to the side. Continue rotating so that you end with your palm away from your hip. Extending back. Palm turns to face me. Traveling up behind. Staying behind as much as you can. Coming up close by the ears. And forward, slow and control down to our starting position. Good, switching sides, punching down to the floor, tension within your body. Opening the left palm, let's bring that left hand up in front. As we come up, staying close by the ears. Pushing back as far as you can. Rotate your palm away from your body. Twisting at the shoulder as that arm rotates behind, continue twisting. Make sure we're breathing, Ending with our palm away from our hip. Extending back. Palm turns to face me. Traveling up behind, staying behind as much as we can. Coming up close by the ears. And forward, slow and controlled down to our starting position. Good. Moving on to our hips. Anyone can do these hip rotations. We just modify depending on where we are in terms of our range. So making this hip rotation as big as you can. If it needs to be a bit smaller, that's completely fine. Holding on to a support can be that wall, chair, or door. Let's make these hip rotations as big as possible. Bringing our knee up to our chest nice and high. Opening wide like the top of a fire hydrant. Kicking behind. Sweep the wide leg in. Drive the knee forward. Reverse the movement, kicking behind. Opening wide at the hips, getting the knee up high as we come around to the front. Stay big, stay high, stay wide. Two thighs come together and down with control. Great, we'll be switching sides. The advanced level is to go without holding on to support. It's just on that side, so I'm going to balance on this side. Here we go, bringing our knee up to our chest nice and high. You can hold on to your support. Bringing our knee out to the side. Kicking behind. Sweep the wide leg in. Drive the knee forward. Reverse the movement, kicking behind. Opening wide at the hips, getting the knee up high as we come around to the front. Stay big, stay wide. Two thighs together and down with control. Great. Moving on to the last joint that we'll be rotating our ankles.